Did you know criticizing the government is not a crime in Nigeria? But if you say the wrong things, you can be charged for sedition, and sedition is a crime. What is sedition? Sedition is simply anything you say, do, or just any form of publication that causes hatred or brings about disaffection against the person of the president or the federal government or even the governor of a state. Sedition could also be where you say something or do something or even make a post that could want to make people rise up or fight against the government through an unlawful means. And again, if what you say, do, or publish causes people to hate the government or it leads to a situation where people begin to fight amongst themselves, that is sedition. And also, if what your words or actions leads to a form of hatred or enmity between different classes of people in the country, that also classifies as sedition. But you will not be guilty of sedition where you're simply calling out the president or the governor of a state simply because you're trying to show that they've probably been misled or they are mistaken as to a certain fact. Again, it is not sedition if you're simply calling out errors or any kind of issues or problems in the government, the constitution, the laws of the country, and even the justice system, so long as your aim is to suggest how to fix these issues. You're also allowed to try to convince or persuade the citizens of the country to try and change the government through lawful means. For example, where you encourage people to come out and vote for their preferred candidates and things like that. You can lawfully call out for change in the system of government, especially where you notice that there are certain issues coming up that is causing hatred or division amongst Nigerians. Let me remind you that if you're found guilty of the offense of sedition and you're a first-time offender, you're liable to imprisonment for 2 years or payment of fine of 200 naira. I know that needs to be amended. Well, or even both. And also, if you're a subsequent offender, which means you've committed the offense before, then you'll be liable to 3 years imprisonment. So there you have it. I know that sedition can be quite tricky and confusing, but I believe you now know the difference between criticism and sedition. You know what? The problem is not about what you say. It's how you say it and why. I hope you found this video helpful. See you in my next one. Bye.